sir, everything is gone. I go, everything is gone. I go, yallah. I have succeeded when failing was so easy. Yes, I have limitations because of my steel spine, but I overcame that and still was able to produce this work. My name is Jalal Luqman. I'm an Emirati mixed media artist.
Jalal Luqman is basically the UAE's Iron Man of art, minus the suit, but definitely with the tech. He's been leading the charge in Emirati digital art since 1996, back when the idea of using computers to make art was straight up futuristic. His work includes metal sculptures and digital pieces, both dark and optimistic, rebellious and healing. And when he's not busy being a cultural trailblazer with exhibitions in the US, Japan and beyond, he's bungee jumping, motorbiking and diving.
When I first started, it was very clear-cut what was digital art, what was traditional art. Now, in the past couple of years, people learned a new word which is called artificial intelligence. Now, with artificial intelligence, anybody who is even as far away from being an artist can use AI and become a self-proclaimed digital artist. So I try to make it very clear that my work is pure digital art, although sometimes I may use some artificial intelligence in executing certain parts. So I use it as a tool rather than something that just builds an artwork from scratch. So I kind of have like an artistic medium's schizophrenia. So when I'm working on digital art or on an immersive experience, it's totally high-tech, a lot of computers, rendering and programs and everything. It's all pristine and clean with a very cold AC so that the graphics cards don't catch fire or don't heat up the computer. And then I have the steel structures that I create, the sculptures. Sometimes I'm too lazy to go to the workshop, so maybe I'd work in the house or in the garden. And yes, although my neighbors have been really good and patient and everything, but I kind of consider the noise that I make. So I try and move the big work to the industrial areas. I do the work 90% myself, or maybe 80% myself, but sometimes I do get to a point where I need people to help me move things around and stuff, because little do people know that I have a steel back. So my spine is supported with steel rods. So just due to having a very naughty upbringing and extreme sports and motorbikes and climbing and diving, I try to put as much into it unsupported, but then my body says, you need help. In my artwork, I try to express the nature of humans or human nature. Although optimists would say that the world is always butterflies and roses, and I do maybe very rarely, paint things like that. But I like my artwork to have more deep meaning. Although some of my artwork would carry some dark tones to them, but those who spend the time to really understand the artwork will understand the messages in them. Things like our own love, fear, loss, gain, all of these things carry certain palettes of color. Now with the shifting of trends and the changing in people's perception of art, I noticed that people like to share experiences. So in the past, when you would make an artwork and it will hang in an exhibition or in a gallery, People go there to admire the art and appreciate it for themselves. So now I tend to add more of a show theme to the art, so that when people do come and see a piece of art of mine, that it is an experience for them. So my immersive experiences are multi-sensory. And so when there's smoke on the screen, you smell the smoke, and when it's somewhere that looks like a clinic or a hospital, you smell the disinfectant or the medicine and stuff. In 2006, I had already been in the field for around 10 or 11 years. And I had an exhibition in Dubai called After the Silence. So I made this collection called After the Silence. That the years that I was being really a good boy and stuff were the silent years, and then this loud artist decided to come out. So I created this artwork where I really spoke about love and hate and betrayal and success and failure and all these different feelings. And that's when I first introduced steel into my work. So I created pieces called My Own Prison, and it was the most selling opening night that I had until that, and to date. So that was the first feedback. Second feedback was people would come in, and when they left, they either had goosebumps. Some of them walked in and they were like, no, we can't finish the exhibition. And one man came in, and he went around and he spent a long time in front of every painting, and I just, monitored him from far away. And then when he was done, he came to me and he shook my hand and he hugged me and everything, and he goes, and he had tears in his eyes, and he goes, "Thank you. You reminded me of my father." I go, "You must really miss him." He goes, "No, he was a terrible man." But he says, thank you for telling me that, for showing me what I have left. And it really hit me hard. And that's when I liked the fact that my work wasn't just pretty decoration on a wall, it is actually thought-provoking. This is the workshop I'm working in now to recreate the artwork that back in May, a fire took out the warehouse that I had all my work and my equipment, and all my sculptures and paintings and everything that I had got burnt out. And even the aluminium sculptures that I had, this is just one little piece of what they look like now. Sir, everything is gone. I go, everything is gone. I go, yallah, 33 years of work. But then you say, God takes something to save you from something, so you pass the test, khalas, so what? We became stronger. All the aluminum was just melted down to nothing. There was a small moment of sadness because the work that I had spent the past 34 years creating just disappeared. So at my age, at 57, I was an artist who had no work, no portfolio, other than whatever was, pictures were taken of them, and the remains of the artwork that was gone. But I decided that this was my new calling. It was a new step of a new level of maturity to me as an artist. I started preparing for a comeback exhibition, which I gave it the title, What the Fire Left Behind, where I show how the physical form of these creations may have been destroyed, but with modern science and technology, they will live on forever, either in the metaverse or in the digital form, where they can still be admired and appreciated in that way. We are in Art in Space Gallery in Dubai, and on display is my comeback exhibition I called What the Fire Left Behind. The way I used AI in this situation is I used existing work of myself. So I took the artwork that I had created, and in the prompt, when I was marrying it with AI, is I wrote the same thing that I had in mind when I was painting. And I noticed the artificial intelligence cannot replicate your experience, your own. It can replicate what it thinks based on what it has been fed with your idea. Some of them, which had more common themes or the mood was similar, it was close. But some which had more deeper personal experiences, it was off completely. But I kept it there because that's what makes it artificial art, artificial intelligent art. I have succeeded when failing was so easy. All my tools, my history, my legacy, it's easy to just say, khalas, I mean, this is the end. But to me, it was not an option, you know? So to see it now and to remember the discipline I forced myself to be under, to be able to come up with a collection like this in such a short time, I'm very happy. God give me the strength to work through. Yes, I have limitations because of my steel spine, but I overcame that and still was able to produce this work. The power that art has is that it has a healing power. So art, in my situation, and in many other situations, I believe, is a healer. Art is a friend who listens to me and sometimes says what I want to say, and sometimes says more than what I wanted to say. Another thing is that art is the only true historian. So what people and papers and writers may not say, you can read it in artwork of a certain time. Never quit. Don't accept the end that's forced on you. You make your own end.